Is this working? Okay, now it's working. I think it's working. Can someone message me and tell me that this is working, please? I'm very good at technology. Oh well, I'll keep going anyway. Hello! It's Jason Singh here. Video number 6, I think, in the making of my new album, VALE. VALE, the album itself, is a tribute to all the singers, rock stars, songwriters and performers that I've always loved and that have passed away and left an amazing legacy. So I haven't got much time tonight because I am super dadding and watching the kids who have some 2-minute noodles and are watching Ghostbusters. So they'll be quiet for about 5 minutes, if that. Firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for your response on last week's video where I featured, what did I feature? I featured Interstate Love Song and I featured Man in the Mirror. Both songs have turned out fantastic. Hang on a sec, boys. Both songs have turned out fantastic, and for the first time ever, I think I had about 200 plus comments on a video, which is crazy for me. Hang on a second, sorry. Sorry everyone that's watching. What, mate? That's okay, go downstairs, eat your noodles. Yeah, parenting. So, yes, massive thank you for your response last week. The album itself, VALE, is pretty much finished now. We have a couple of little tweaks. And getting the voices to sing on a... Can you hear that? Boys! Shush! Shut it! Stop fighting, please. Oh my God. Anyway, alright, hang on one second. Oi! Keep it down, would you? Hey, keep it down, please. Shush. Serious, alright? Just 5 minutes. It's okay. Just stay in there, alright? Please. Thank you. I'm back. Leah's out to a movie, so I'm trying to watch the kids. Now 2-minute noodles clearly are not cutting it. Anyway, okay, let's refresh. Let's talk about today. Hi Mum, my mum's watching. I can see they've just come online. Okay, so the album itself is nearly done. I just have a couple of little tweaks. I've got a couple of members of the voices to sing on one more track. All the guests have come in and done their spot, and today's track is featuring an Australian icon. So, or 2 Australian icons, because the track that I'm talking about today is New Sensation by INXS. Come on, sorry, gotta get my breath back. So Michael Hutchence, everyone knows Michael Hutchence, huge Australian rock star, singer, songwriter, sometimes actor, poet, and all-round cool genius. Michael Hutchence was born on the 22nd of January in 1960 and passed away on the 22nd of November in 1997. I've been reflecting a little bit on 2016, where a lot of artists passed away, but 1997 was also a massive year like that. We lost, not in the artist world, but on the icon side of things. Princess Diana died in 1997, and someone else that's on the record, Jeff Buckley, passed away in 1997, as well as other artists like Notorious B.I.G., etc. So big year in 1997 for losing fantastic artists. My opinion, Michael Hutchence, probably the greatest singer-songwriter that Australia has ever produced, or one of the biggest. Smashed it on the international scene. Obviously, huge success overseas with INXS, and a fabulous songwriting partnership with Andrew Farris. Wrote some of the most iconic Australian songs of all time. But INXS was the kind of epitome of your hard-working Aussie rock band. They had 3 albums before they even had any success, and in that time they drove around the country hundreds and hundreds of times, playing shows in all sorts of different places You often speak to people that were at shows where they had 10 or 12 people at them, and they just built their following slowly over the years, until they're, they were sort of the rock. They were defining what it took to be a rock band on the road in the 70s and 80s. And yeah, they played their asses off, basically. Their first hit was with an album called The Swing, and it was their first Australian #1, and I think it went double platinum or something like that. And it set up their biggest record, Kick, which came out in, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll have to do some research on that. But anyway, Kick was introduced to me by my cousin Marvic. I still remember this day. We used to go to my grandmother's every Sunday for lunch, and I remember the day that he brought the cassette of Kick over, and we were sitting on her front fence, and he pulled it out and showed me this. He was like, "Have you heard of INXS?" At the time, which I thought was the band name was INXS. I didn't realise it was INXS. I was a little kid trying to read it phonetically. So it spawned so many huge hits. Their first ever #1 in the US, Need You Tonight, and launched them into the ether as far as being a huge band. Played Wembley Stadium, and there's been so many great biopics and stuff on his life, and such a tragic loss to pass away the way he did. In a couple of interesting facts, they won a couple of awards. In '91, he won Best International Male at the Brit Awards, and the band won Best International Group at the Brit Awards. So yeah, I thought I would take this opportunity to sort of honour that time in my life where my cousin introduced me to INXS and the music of Michael Hutchence, and Kick itself, such an amazing sounding, massive album, an Australian-made classic. And this track from it is one that's always stood out to me. It's called New Sensation. I have to thank Mr. Joe Camilleri, who played the saxophone on this track. You'll hear it. I'll stop the song just after that, but without further ado, I'm going to try and stick this on. This is my version of New Sensation, available soon on the album VALE, right? What I think we're saying. Thanks, Dave. Kick release date 12th of October 87. If you want to know a lot more of the proper facts about the band, see my friends Mick and Dave. They know all the dots. What do you think? Can you hear that? I like that, Dave. You can do the bumping and I'll do the singing. Ready for it? Mr. Joe Camilleri on the saxophone. that fade out, just like a DJ. Anyway, so yeah, that's my rendition of New Sensation, mixed, not mastered, featuring the one and only Joe Camilleri on a saxophone. So hope you guys like the sound of that. Let's see if we can top last week's 200 comments with this week's 210. All right. Sorry, I've been a little bit sketchy tonight. I'm trying to be super dad and tell you more about VALE. It's not easy doing both of those things, especially with my kids. Until next week, I've got a bit of a surprise, maybe a release date for you early next week, and I'm going to probably premiere 2 songs next week. Thanks, Michael. You rock too. Love you. Where have you been, man? Anyway, I'm going to go back downstairs, eat some popcorn and watch a movie. Love you all. Take care and stay tuned for the next installment in the VALE Video Diaries. Peace.